Okay, here's the brew kit. It's a full brewery Northway IPA. You can see that. Clean, crisp ale with a citrusy aroma, very hoppy IPA with a classic dry finish. Should come out at 4.2%. What you get in the box is you get your bittering hops. Come ready in a hot bag, so you can just chuck them in. You get your aroma hops, again pre-bagged. Fortunately, I don't know what the hops and the grains are because obviously it comes as a kit form. Protoflock, Nottingham, printed instructions, and then you have your grains in the bottom. Again, don't know what the grains are because it's kit form and I'm not 100% whether the recipe's a secret or not. So yeah, and a new hydrometer because I'm always smashing my hydrometers. Okay, I'm heating my strike water. This is my DIY boiler. It's got 2 electric kettle elements in there. DIY hop strainer, which comes through to a ball valve, a little compression elbow joint, which will then drop into my mash tun, and then I run off into the fermenting bucket, and then back into the boiler. Inside of the mash tun, get the lid off. Stainless steel toilet feed goes through there. Show a tap. Right, I'm going to check the strike water now for temperature. Okay, we're aiming for an initial strike temperature of 72 degrees. It's almost 73 now, which is 162 Fahrenheit. Okay, I'm going to start the runoff now into the mash tun. So that's close. Fill this up and then add the grains. So we're adding 15 litres of strike water, and once I've added my grains, we're aiming for a strike temperature of 65 degrees Celsius. Okay, strike water's in, and I'm going to now start adding the grains. I'm going to set the camera down. Just 1 second. Bucket first, but never mind. This is my favourite bit. It smells so good. Okay, grains are in. I've got a bucket of starch on here. I'm going to get the sanitised spoon. Okay, start stirring the mash. Make sure I've got all those dough balls out. Smells fantastic. Okay, now we need to check for temperature. We're aiming for 65. '62. 63. Need another couple of degrees. 64. 65. Perfect. Okay, so she's put to bed for an hour, and we'll come back in an hour and start the wall off. Okay, I'm almost halfway through the mash, so I've filled my boiler with 15 litres of water for the sparge. I've got both elements on at the moment to heat the water, and then once I get to between 70 and 75 as per the instructions, I'll switch them off. I use both of the elements when I'm getting to water temperature or to the boil, and then during the boil I alternate each element so no one element does all the work or the stress, and both is too much and results in a boil over. I've got a fermenting bucket ready with some star san in and my wort chiller and other stuff that I'll need after the boil, all sanitising. I still, even though I sanitised the wort chiller in the solution, I will still add it 15 minutes towards the end of the boil to make sure anything is thoroughly killed off. Okay, I got the sparge water to 75 degrees. I've put the lid on the boiler now just to try and keep that heating while the mash finishes. Got 20 minutes left, and then we can start the wall off. Okay, we're coming up to the last 5 minutes of the mash now, and I just wanted to talk a little bit more about my equipment. As you've already seen, the boiler is basically two cheapo Asda kettles, and I've taken the elements out of them. They were £5 each. There's roughly about 6-7 pounds worth of plumbing on this. The boiler itself is a fermenting bucket, which I already had. I think the cost of that was about £11. So there you have a very inexpensive boiler that does the job pretty well. Onto the mash tun, it's £7 as the cool box, with the garden tap, which was about £3, and then the stainless steel toilet feed, which was about £5. Simple, cheap, but effective, and does the job. You don't need to spend insane amounts of money to get into all grain. You know, this isn't the best gear, but if you just want to try it out and see how it goes first, then this is a good way to start without spending massive amounts of money. I've had this kit and I've brewed one all grain batch from it so far, which was my Marsh Mild, which you can see a tasting video of, and with that the total cost was £94. I've got another kit which I'm doing right now, which is another £15, so still I'm only just over £100 mark for 2 batches of all grain with the equipment.